Yes.
Right now, every phacosurgeon is faced with the prospect of operating in a
You need to share.
non-operating
You
pupil.
need to start sharing.
Okay, share the screen. Is it visible now?
No.
No, sir. Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Every phacosurgeon, as you all know, need to operate on a small pupil which does not dilate with our medications for various reasons. And in all these cases, my first step is to insert the ring. And I use Malugin ring, but there are many rings available now. A little bit of viscoelastic below the iris helps a lot in engaging the loops into the pupillary border, and those which do not get engaged can always be put in place by a side Portsinski hook. In cases where you have a fibrotic membrane because of the recurrent iridocyclitis, as in this particular case, I don't stretch the pupil. I let the Malugin ring or any other ring to do that job. Here you can see the flexibility of the ring, which is nothing but a 5,0 polypropylene, and you can easily kind of bend the ring so much that you can put it wherever they, even in a very small kind of an iris. Now, in this particular case, again, a case of chronic iridocyclitis and attacks of recurrent high IOP. The whole ring was released in the anterior chamber, and one by one, we could put all the loops and engage them into the pupillary border. And it gives you a wonderfully circular pupil. It maintains the anatomy of the iris. That means the anatomy is not shifted like in an iris hooks. The only thing is, when you are handling this kind of situation, you need to be careful that you don't puncture the anterior capsule. Now, very rarely, in a very small pupil like this, instead of putting straight away the ring, I'm going to expand a little bit whatever pupil enlargement happens, and then again try to put the ring. So all in all, even in a very small pupil, the pupil can be expanded with a pupil expander to give you a wonderful exposure and help you to do a case without any problem. Now, you may start the case with a good pupil, but you get into a situation where the iris starts misbehaving actually, and shows the first sign of floppy iris. So I don't proceed at all, and midway I inject the ring. Again, taking care that you inject viscoelastic below the iris so that the anterior capsule is not picked up by the ring. And very rarely it has happened that one of the loop has also taken the anterior capsule, but it really doesn't matter. It never tears the anterior capsule. And you can see this another case. Again, you put in a viscoelastic under the iris, put the ring very easily, and proceed with your case without creating any problem. Quite once I had this loop going behind the iris. Now you don't chase the loop at all, but you pull the other loop, and the rod comes out, and you can then put it into the correct place. Removal of the ring is equally important. You engage the proximal loop, and then with the second instrument, both the loops should go into the cartridge. If that doesn't happen and you try to pull out without doing without being careful that each loop is there, it gets stuck at various places, the eye, as you saw, iris border, and then the wound as well. And in this particular case, there is a lot of hypotonia. I haven't injected enough of viscoelastic, and therefore I'm finding it very, very troublesome to pull the rings out. Please don't do this. Inject enough amount of viscoelastic.
1 minute
So
left.
yeah, so that the ring gets into the mid anterior chamber. Now here, one of the edge of the ring is not into the cartridge, and even then I retract it. There's one sweep which has happened, and I thought I will get it into the cartridge, but then the second sweep happens, and if you can see properly, in the second sweep, the large iridotomy which was done in a glaucoma surgery, the loop gets entangled. And this was the only occasion where I had to literally cut the ring and then take out the loop with the help of forces. There you can see disentangling from the large iridectomy. In today's time, in India, a lot of our colleagues have come out with the rings like the Gupta ring or Suben Bhattacharya's ring, and they are quite competitively priced. And so in today's time, there is no need for you to use any of these loops. I mean, the iris hooks, they are meant for the capsule and not for the iris. And for me, any small pupil expander is the way to go. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mehta. Lot of information from your videos.